For thousands of years, ancient paths and trade routes have cut across the land. And so, traveling Jordan by foot is an age-old practice. The newly developed Jordan Trail connects these paths, so travelers like me can once again make the trek across the state's spectacular countryside. And so, with a loaded pack and some new friends, we're going to hit the Jordan Trail and explore the country the hot and hard way. I'm Eric Hanson. When I see a trail, I see more than a path from point A to point B. A good trail is the ultimate opportunity to explore, to discover new landscapes, and to challenge myself. When I don't have a pack on my back, I'm thinking about my next big adventure, because my mission is simple. My mission is to discover the world's most epic trails.
Epic Trails is brought to you by Thermarest. Rest better, play better. Ex Officio, for the magic of travel. Basque Footwear, trust on the trail. Jordan Tourism Board North America. Your journey to adventure starts here.
The Middle East has a rich history and is incredibly beautiful. But given the turmoil in the region, traveling to the Middle East was off my radar. Then I heard about the Jordan Trail, a 450-mile-long hiking trail that crosses the country and passes through some of the world's most inspiring historical sites. When I started learning about Jordan, I knew I had to go and explore this place for myself. Having arrived in the capital city of Amman, I hit the streets, eager to get a feel for what life in Jordan is really like. Amman is unlike any place I've ever been. The downtown area is bustling with life, full of markets, mosques, and amazing street food. The primary language is Arabic, but there's a surprising number of people that speak English. Whether we speak the same language or not, the people are all extremely welcoming and friendly.
Personally, I did not have any issues with coming here. I was just excited to come. So far, I've felt nothing but safe and welcome, and it's been really easy to be here.
After wandering the city on my own for a while, I hook up with Amjad and Mahmoud, two of the guides who have helped develop the Jordan Trail. They know the trail as well as anyone. We grab a traditional meal and get to know each other, knowing that we'll be spending some long, hard days in each other's company over the next week.
So this place is a place to go for falafel?
Yeah. Hummus.
And hummus?
Yeah.
Perfect. So apparently this is the place that kings eat. How cool is that? We lived up to the expectations. This place was amazing. And so we're gonna get out and explore a little more. Super excited to get out and see what else this country has to offer.
Although I could easily spend a few more days exploring the city of Amman, the rolling countryside of the Jordan Trail is waiting for us. And so we load up and make the 2-hour drive to Qais. A small town in the northern part of Jordan, Qais is the starting point of the Jordan Trail. Here we meet Ahmed, a local guide who grew up in the area.
So, where are we? So I'm with Ahmed, and he is a local expert on the wild herbs and all of the things that grow out here. And so he's foraging and showing me what we're finding, and then he's going to take it home to his house and he's going to prepare us a fine meal.
My name is Ahmed Al-Amari. I'm local guide from Qais.
And this is a part of the Jordan Trail. It goes to the south. Here, Jordan Valley. This is the north of Jordan Valley also.
Qais, it's a unique site, distinguished in so many things like the panoramic view, and also it's one of the Decapolis cities. The location of it is amazing because it's made of basalt stone, most of it, and I feel proud that I was born and I lived at this region. Especially, I grew up at the heritage village in the archaeological site.
It's really cool sounding. You can totally hear it coming back to you. So
The wide open space and relaxed pace of life of Umkais is quite the change from Amman. And even though I consider myself to have a great connection with the outdoors, it's neat to see somebody as connected as Ahmed is to his land and to his food.
Now it's a season of foraging here in north of Jordan, so it's opportunity for the people to go around, pick some herbs to cook and eat fresh.
Wow, that's pungent.
Maybe 30 years ago, it was my first time, and I like it, so it's become like a traditional season for me. I do it every year.
As the sky opens up and the rain starts to fall, our tour of the area is cut short, and so we head back to Ahmed's home, where his wife is preparing a homegrown meal. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. There's a special relationship that develops when you're invited into somebody's home to share a meal. This is an amazing opportunity to learn more about the Jordanian culture, and the whole experience is just getting me more excited about tomorrow, when we start our adventure down the Jordan Trail.
My name is Amjad Shahrour. I work with the Jordan Trail Association as a trail manager. I'm mainly responsible for anything related to the trail, from scouting to mapping and GPSing tracks and working with local communities along the trail.
This here is no ordinary telephone pole. This is the start of the Jordan Trail.
The Jordan Trail is a long-distance hiking trail crossing and connecting the country of Jordan from north to south. It's 650 kilometers long, starting in the city of Qais and ending in Aqaba in the south and the Red Sea.
That's a small piece?
This is a small piece.
Between me and you.
Try, eat it, don't worry.
No, wait, you said you were going to try it first.
Me too, huh?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
It feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
It numbs you out.
You won't be able to talk again.
Yeah.
In Jordan, you experience the 4 seasons. I would say in May, June, things start to get dry and all the flowers start to disappear. And then in fall, you see all the leaves falling down, and in winter, you start to get more rain and snow in some parts of Jordan. And then in spring, you see things all the greener everywhere, as you can see here in the north especially.
As we make our way south, the countryside is noticeably changing from the lush and green of Qais to a hotter, drier, and rockier landscape, which I'm told will get even more rugged over the coming days.
This really reminds me of a Utah landscape. The sandstone, there's a lot of these big sandstone bluffs.
The Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I remember hiking out of the Grand Canyon as a kid and being so proud of hiking the 10 miles that it took to get out of the Grand Canyon. Hiking in a foreign country, when you get to see how other people are living and seeing living conditions and interacting with people, especially being able to hike with locals because you have hours on end with somebody from a different country to just talk and converse in a way that you couldn't get to know somebody sitting in a room.
Nice breeze.
Oh, it feels great.
I love doing all sorts of outdoor activities, but the amazing thing about hiking is that there's so much to get out of it. Obviously, it's a great way to get outside and get exercise, but the slow pace really gives you the opportunity to connect with the world around you. There's also incredible satisfaction that comes from putting in the work and covering a distance under your own power.
Woo! Well, I see why they call that the tough trail. Normally I feel like I'm in reasonable shape, but Mahmoud was beating me the whole way up. Oh man, a little bit humbling. This is pretty amazing up here. Mahmoud says that we're gonna come up on a pool with a nice little swimming hole, so super excited to cool off and get some swimming in. How cool is this spot? Jeez. This is one of the best swimming holes I've been to. This is a pretty rad location. There's like a 150-foot waterfall right here. And after that hot, hard hike all day, this is perfect. That feels pretty damn good. Loving that.
As we continue our way south down the Jordan Trail, the route has been getting more and more challenging. Today, we did one of the longest and hardest days of hiking so far, and so we find ourselves walking into camp with the sun already set. Although we're tired and looking forward to getting camp set up and eating a hot meal, it's a beautiful night, despite the ominous-looking clouds that we saw in the distance. Settling into camp, we get a campfire going, and I'm excited to hear more from Amjad and Mahmoud about tomorrow, because I know the trail will be taking us through a place I've always wanted to see, the ancient city of Petra.
Well, we camped out for the night, and rainstorm moved in last night. It's been windy and blustery and a little bit of a downpour on us.
Well, we're just about to break camp and head out for the day. Got a big mission, and hopefully we got some good weather today.
I've been looking forward to this for a long time, because today we'll be arriving at the ancient city of Petra. One of the greatest things about hiking a new trail is never knowing what you'll find around the next corner. And so even though I know we'll be arriving in Petra at some point, the path we're on exemplifies what an epic trail is all about. I can't help but imagine what it was like over 2,000 years ago, at the height of its glory, when it was an important trade route between China, India, and southern Arabia.
So our hiking trail took us into the Slot Canyon today, where we see the first evidence of traditional Bedouin dwellings. This here is called Little Petra, and as we continue down canyon, we'll eventually arrive to Petra.
The Jordan Trail is very special because I consider it a full experience. It's not only a hiking trail. You get to meet different people from different ethnic groups along the trail. When you start in the north here, dealing with farmers from villages. As you go to the south, you see more Bedouins.
How do I look? Do I look Bedouin?
Yeah.
They're the Bedouin. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I like it. Coming around the corner here and just seeing the first glimpse of the monastery. Just looks out of this world. This is wild.
Dating back to the 1st century BC, the monastery is Petra's largest monument, and enough reason on its own to make the trip. But we only have a little time to marvel at it because we still have a long ways to go, and we'll be hard-pressed to make it through Petra before nightfall. I'm probably not the only one who saw Indiana Jones and was surprised to find out that it wasn't filmed on a Hollywood set. When I discovered that it was a real place, I knew it was something I had to see with my own eyes.
How old is this? 2,000 years old. This is a
First century BC.
That's insane.
Despite our quick pace of travel, darkness has caught up with us, and we find ourselves making the final leg of the journey through Petra by the light of our headlamps. Even though it's too dark to see much around us, I can sense that I'm passing through a special place. After a while, I see a faint light in the distance, and as we get closer, I realize it's the candles lighting the path to the treasury, and one of the most incredible sights of my life.
I'm getting to witness Petra by night, and this is just a really overwhelming experience. It's so beautiful.
Returning to Petra the following morning, I get to see what we couldn't see last night, and the size of the city blows my mind. It's incredible to imagine that thousands of people lived here only a few decades ago, including Mahmoud and his family.
So you lived in this cave
For a year. Yeah.
for a year.
Yeah.
This was your home, right here. Wow.
Amazing. All these colors around.
Yeah.
Carved into the sheer rock over 2,000 years ago, Petra was an important trade route in the 1st century BC. It was later annexed to the Roman Empire and continued to thrive until a large earthquake destroyed much of it in the 4th century AD. By the middle of the 7th century, Petra was deserted to all except the local Bedouin from the area.
Salam.
Salam.
I hear you're the man to come to for the true Bedouin look. All right, let's do it.
Just try to open your eyes, not your mouth.
Although part of me wants to continue to explore Petra, it's a lot easier to leave knowing that I can expect something amazing on the next leg of our journey. Because so far, every section of the Jordan Trail has been nothing short of spectacular. And so we set out into Wadi Rum with the young Bedouin who is excited to show us one of his favorite places to watch the sunset.
We had a young Bedouin driver, and he was, romping around on the dirt roads out here, on the sand roads, and that was pretty neat. He took us to one of his favorite sunset spots, and then he got a fire going and was preparing a tea for us. And sitting up on the rocks, watching the sunset, drinking tea with a young Bedouin man was a really cool thing. That was definitely fun.
Very nice.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like Wadi Rum. Its name means the Valley of Pillars. There's just these massive rocks sticking up out of bright orange sand dunes. It's about the coolest looking place I've ever seen. It's just a fantastic desert, and there's so much here.
The Jordan Trail idea started years ago when many people and outdoor enthusiasts had this dream. They started going out, scouting different sections of the trail. We have a full trail connected all the way from north to south, 650 kilometers, starting in Qais and ending at the Red Sea. When you hike the trail, you get the chance to see Jordan in a different way and from a different perspective.
You know how old they are?
Yes, and the inscriptions on this side are 2,000 years old. You can see people up here. Wow. And that's probably an ibex or animals in there.
It's a pretty surreal experience to go all the way through a country from north to south. And it really surprised me how much there was to do and see. From collecting our own food up north, and then getting into Red Rock country. Petra was of course a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And finally, arriving here in Aqaba by the Red Sea was the perfect end to a trip of a lifetime. So when people ask me what makes for a truly epic trail, for me, it's the full package. The trail is more than just a path. It's a journey to explore new places, to learn about new cultures, and experience new things. And maybe best of all, make new friends.